two other things you need, or actually three other things you're going to need, is an ironing board, two pieces of cardboard, a nice hot iron. And what we're going to do, if you look here, you see a natural rounding on the inside where these corners are. What we want to do is we want to put a set, an artificially induced set on the inside of that, and we want to square these corners down as hard as we can. So get your iron nice and hot. And initially, I'm just going to go directly on it. You're going to go on about an inch and a half in, and you're going to hit that rubber. And just put some pressure down on it. This is a crappy Saudi ironing board, Chinese ironing board. But you're going to put some hard pressure down, and you're going to flip it over, hit it again, about 30 seconds. You'll smell that rubber cooking. You will definitely smell it. Flip it around. Sorry about the washing. And let it set. Put some good pressure on it. And then ride it right off. Ride it right off. Just get it down there. You know, a lot of heat, a lot of pressure. Don't worry, you're not going to hurt that rubber very much. It's used to taking heat anyways. And it gets hot, folks. The more you do this, the sharper and more closed those sides are going to be. And don't try to roll it. Just run it right off. Want that heat to work for you. No steam, you don't need to starch it or anything like that. Just flip your sides, let that heat do its job. Boy, this is a really crappy ironing board. But I've used it before. You'll smell the rubber, you don't want it burnt. Now, let's go ahead and use this other piece of cardboard and let that heat really sink in. And you can iron back for it all you want, it's not going to do anything for it. The main thing is getting that set and heat in. Now flip it. Drop the cardboard back down. And let that heat get at it. You're going to do this about 2 or 3 times, okay? We're going to stop, and then I'm going to go rinse it off with some cold water. Make sure you'll get some cold water on your hands first, because that rubber is going to be hot. And you're going to go ahead, when you run it under the cold water, you're going to run it up and down like that to keep that set in. So another item, should have brought it in here initially, is get some cold water. Okay, we're going to run a little bit more set on it, a little bit more heat. Just let that iron do its work. If you've got a crappy ironing board, back it up with some more cardboard. And just let that sucker heat up. I got this on max. Oh yeah. And get your fingers wet, and you're gonna close down. Yeah, just like that. Take it out, hit it again. And you know, you got a good iron when it starts to sizzle. Yeah, this is such a flimsy frickin' ironing board. Let that, it doesn't matter if that water's on there or not, let it get in there, and it might actually help actuate that set a little bit more. You can see we're getting nice sharp corners. Notice I'm pushing down with my thumbs when I go in the water on both sides. You know, sink it in, just immediately push down in terms of wet your thumbs before, and then go ahead, flip it, hit it again. Yeah, cook, baby, cook. Flip it, cook it. back in the water. Boom, hit it. You'll feel that heat on your thumbs, it's not too bad. You want those corners down. You don't want the natural bend of the rubber. Come back and go ahead and hit it again. We're gonna be the last one here. That should be it. Should be good enough. Get those corners working. If you can slide it a bit because of the water, that's all good too. What I like to do is draw it out like that. Towards the end there, towards the end of the process, draw that rubber out. Get my back in here, look at a crappy ironing board. And just draw it out. You want lots of pressure. Come on. And to take a good set. And drop it in water one more time. Flip it. And I've got my water over here, but you also saw the process. And one last time, a little bit of heat. Make sure this thing is working right. Yeah, we're good. There we go. Cook that baby. Cook that duckbill. Cooked duckbill. Just draw it out. Yeah. You see how those ends will start pulling out a little bit more. That shows you're getting that set where you want it. Yeah. Should be good. If you notice here, we've got some really nice sharp corners in there now. You want that. You don't want a nice curved interior. You want a nice sharp corner because we're going to go ahead and add. And now it's cooling down. I got my thumbs all wet. But let's go ahead and just keep it like that. And get a nice sharp corner on each one, on each side. Pretty cool. So, we've got fairly sharp corners coming in here. Now one other thing we need to add, some Q-tips. And what you're going to do, you can wet down the inside of the Q-tip. On the inside, there's a preservative that's like a talcum powder. You want to get rid of that on the corners. I'm going to show you where we want you to get rid of it. So 1.5 inches into those corners of the tube. Right there. You want to clean that out for some real reasons, and you can go back and forth, and just rub that out, and actually open up the pores of the rubber tube, because that's where your silicone, RTV silicone gasket matrix is going to go. That's basically going to glue down those sides a little bit. So you do that, you're going to get some black stuff out. That's good. That shows you're cleaning. Rub them back and forth. Activate that rubber down from the lip down to about 1.5 inches inside on both sides. Now I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but you'll see the white powder, but you also see a black area on both corners there. But that white powder on that side, you might as well leave that white powder in the middle there. But that's what you want to see. Now we're going to take some RTV. We're going to get a fairly good amount. It's coming out. I am in Saudi Arabia, things dry out here. My cap got a little messed up. But you want a nice bit on there. Let me go ahead and move that stuff out. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you want that RTV. They're about that much. Now what you're going to do is you're going to just very carefully now, just down in that corner on each side, you're going to smear RTV down in the corner. And that goes on both sides. Sorry it's taking so long. I had built another one the other day. And I guess my RTV's getting screwed up. All right, got my RTV going. There, get a nice blob on the end of a Q-tip. Right down in that area you cleaned, both sides. There we go. down about 1.5 inches, spread it down. Don't try not to let it run too far up into the middle of the pipe there, just on the sides. About a Q-tip's width, about 1.5 inches down in there, and you're done. Okay, a good amount, a fairly good amount, not too much. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close it off, and this will set and seal those edges from popping back up, because even if you set them with the heat, they have a tendency wanting to pop back up. But you're going to run that stuff down, okay, away and down. We're going to set it inside our cardboard, little cardboard press. Now we've set it in the cardboard press. I've got mine leaning up against the bathtub here, nice flat surface. Okay, but you just go ahead and pop it up in there and drop about 5 pounds of weight on top of that cardboard and let it sit there. Now you won't need to let it sit there and cure for a good 2 hours. So go out, drink a cup of coffee, watch a TV show, and we'll come back.